here in EMEA. We love it. Can't get enough of it. We're going to be casting 2 games of it, Michael. We're going to the 3rd map.
Here we are.
Excited?
Here we are. The inevitable.
Well,
the inevitable. It seems we both have Lotus.
How dare you? How very dare you? Right.
sorry.
TL on the attack, KC on the defense. Big proactive start from KC over towards C, and well, we can already see where Liquid are going.
Yeah, actually, 2 members of KC tucked in. May you be gonna dig their heels in? Paranoia sent through, doesn't catch anything on the front lines at least, but Martin gonna be in a position to backstab this.
Yeah, look at Camo here. How much value? He's still standing.
Yeah.
Player standing.
He's the only one standing. 1v3.
Kick off the pistol. I mean, he's got the 1v2 here, and they're lined up, but Martin's the one to find the 3rd. To kick things off here on Lotus. In KC, timed this perfectly, right? I think maybe there's a feeling that Liquid are ahead of the rotation. There's not going to be somebody peeking through onto the backside of the smoke.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nats comes through. You can see he's got to check basically both directions immediately.
Yeah. Brutal.
You and me. You and me.
I don't know
What
that
song?
one.
Yeah, what song is that?
I don't know that one.
Ask
don't
us
know
in
it.
chat. Tweet us. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know, man. We got to find out. Baffled. Liquid going to be coming to this with the Sheriff on Camo. Beyond that, it is classic. So, farming time at the... That was a bold approach, I'm going to be honest. I was going to say, it's because everyone's doing 100 men against a gorilla, you know what I mean?
Sugetsu doesn't back away from opening engagements, man. It's just, it's hardwired into him.
I'm a shoulder it. I'm a hold this.
I'm a shoulder in it. I'm full body swinging. I'm crouched on top of the box, man.
I got him. Little bit worrying because Kiko's now got himself a Guardian, and they've probably got a plant on B here. Oh, do you go together? 3, 2, 1 it.
Planted.
Oh, it doesn't feel nice.
Good. No.
Doesn't feel good. Okay.
Oh, he's cleared that corner now with the knife.
Okay, got a bit of a reveal on the right. Camo's got Martine. Hold on, this is all going upside down. Oh dear, it's 2 left. Salak and Elite. Where are the positions on these 2? Sat up towards heaven. Playing on the back of the wall. They've kind of diced this up. Oh dear, we've had a nightmare. Pace safe card Thrifty in all the wrong ways.
And again, I mean, this doesn't even ride on. So yes, he gives away the upgrade, but again, just to come back to that, it's a Guardian, and it's a very committed,
bro?
Yeah, very committed position. And the problem being is where the second layer of that setup is outside A. If you can't retrieve that Guardian or at least stop Liquid from advancing any further, that's when it becomes awkward. I'm fine with the opening engagement. Sure, you've lost it, shrug it off. But to give the rifle away completely, that's the issue.
It's not the... Well, I guess it was the start. They really ruined the phrase, didn't they? It is the start they wanted, just not the second start they wanted. Feel like Mitch trying to make a sentence. Yeah. Oh, we've got a bit of a stack here. It's quite a few players over there like that. I'm trying to remember who used to do it in the game that shall not be named, Counter-Strike, obviously. There was like, someone can remember who it was infamously. I swear it was like Fnatic at one point, old Fnatic. Just literally, or maybe it was Virtus Pro? Don't know. I'm yapping because this round shouldn't go anywhere, but seeing the last one, who knows? Camo's already got ult ready. Taking a lot of space towards A, and if they'd seen how many were stacked there, I don't think they got the full picture, but they'd noted some part of it. They'll know they've got a pretty safe plant. Post plant as well, util is sorted.
We want to look for a couple of these kills potentially. And Camo's already got his ultimate, maybe looking towards Patatek as well. He's made decent progress in the first 2 rounds. KC slowed down on their approach. I don't really think they have anything to really propel forward off here, even with the weapon upgrade for Sadak. They're probably conscious they don't want to give away any more ult progress and give this one up to the spike.
Yeah.
And after round 2 being flipped, you don't really want to give any further advantages.
No. There we go. So, opting for the easier way out, I guess, in that regard. And as you said, just trying to min-max the the advantage that Liquid would get away with. And at this point, their money's going to start to swell. You know, for Liquid, they've got to be happy about how this is looking. For KC, that second round might haunt them. I'm a little bit worried. Now, they've got to buy here, right? So this should be where everything's fine. We're not going to have Sugetsu just on
Return
a
to
box.
normalcy? Yeah?
A bold statement, isn't it?
Okay.
Focus.
Is it?
What?
It shouldn't be.
Don't make...
It shouldn't be.
See, I don't mind Martin here. This is fine. He has a little TP. Off he pops. No problems. Sadak forced away with the paranoia. Going to make himself a little cubby to play from, and the ult's going to come in. Camo unleashes, going to dive on in, have a look, finds nothing, and then spotted. Spots out Sadak. Very well done here. Controlling the space beautifully until Martin makes a... I mean, it was a hero play, but it would have been nice if someone else had tried to swing with him at the same time, but it felt a little bit disjointed.
It was fine a response, but it's Kiko now to put Sugetsu up against the ropes. A 1v3, yes, 2 members tagged up, you can already see. Happy to try and hold on to the rifle here. Liquid will find their third. Again, a situation where, yes, there's a window of opportunity, like you said, for somebody else to swing alongside Martin on the flash, but there's a lot of pressure coming towards backside. So you got to credit Liquid in that regard.
Yeah.
Again, Serial's, but this is, sorry, not Serial, Camo's able to get so deep in towards sight there. I think there's maybe a couple of question marks for KC about how to approach. Maybe in the chaos. Surely. Maybe a throwaway round as well with the ultimate being invested. See Sadak's probably desperate to get out here, but he actually ends up positioning himself in between those two smokes. So
Yeah.
without really any assistance in that
Okay,
regard.
you're doing very good.
I guess that's the game plan. Do the same thing for the rest of the game. You're doing really good.
No changes. That's it.
The only
Like
change
Icebox.
here, a booker.
I ate buckets. I ate shotguns. I ate Odins.
They've got guns.
I ate it all. No, I don't stop. Oh, it's rewarded.
Why can't that be one of the situations where the observers are somewhere else altogether?
Because ours are too talented. Well, okay, Martin's blind, so they are going to be able to
No,
get... Oh my god!
thank you. Thank you for trading that. Oh, it's a 2v2. Sugetsu, yeah, still got the rifle as well. Kiko eager to try and respond, but at least settle for the plant here.
Too.
Cage triggered.
Okay. This is very doable. You got Haunt, Prowler, Smoke,
Abbas can get towards the rifle as well, yeah, because
Yeah.
they have to retreat towards tree.
Ah, but Kiko's reposition is filth. I love it. It may not work out, but I actually like the idea of it. But now it's on Nats in a 1v2. Committed on the angle. I thought there was a second. I thought there was a little bit of a spray transfer chance. Not to be diffused is there. Beautifully done by KC coming back in. Again, I guess it looks different if they're rewarded on that reposition, but I don't mind it. Make a go of it, but especially after the Prowler cleared. But again, well, Buckies are back in, I guess, Mike. So
Yeah, well, you can see there the... Actually, yeah, was that Nats finding that one through the door? Onto Elite, yeah. Beautiful response found, but Bucky noted, then rewarded with a second, which feels pretty uncomfortable. Again, Liquid probably going to want to charge towards site and isolate Sanak, but it's not pretty work. Gets the job done regardless.
Where are you?
Yeah, Liquid spread a little thinner this time around. No real, I mean, other than Sugetsu, but there hasn't been much focus put towards controlling Rubble on the side of KC. They're happy to hold a little deeper. It's whether or not Liquid going to identify that and want to kind of play with that a little bit. But maybe
what's
look.
going on towards... Well, Camo caught Elite. Probably, it feels like somewhat unawares, maybe. An isolated approach, yes, from Camo, but still caught him over towards that mini. And now, the reclear.
Ooh,
Nice.
doesn't drop off. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the intention as well from KC, just clearing that space, trying to at least trade back in, right? Keep it at this 4v4.
Great awareness, actually, though, because look what the response is from Liquid. Now, obviously, going to be sniffed out by Martin and the ult, but straight away coming across here, Neural Theft invested will give Liquid all of the information they need.
Yeah, and
the kills they need.
Yeah, he hits those. Don't worry about it. And nah, Sadak's not going to find the shot on Serial, so the red carpet rolled out, leaving Martin. The ult didn't make it far enough, really. So he's got very few options. It's time to keep that rifle.
I don't think he's going to fancy his chances here in the 1v4. Yeah, actually credit on both sides. The timing for Martin to invest the ultimate, to check outside C, maybe come... I didn't actually see where it ended up fizzling out, but maybe a soft check towards B as well. But as soon as the Neural Theft comes through, like I said on the other side, Liquid make the absolute right decision in re-clearing that space outside rubble. Because immediately, what the Elite and Arvez straight back inside B. There's a Prowler invested outside B main.
Yeah.
Almost anticipating Liquid's pivot to be in that direction. 4-2 now. Wouldn't really say on either side there's... I suggest you move. Yeah, I was just checking. Yeah,
Yeah. Fair enough.
Again, with an extra body towards 3 there, if you're gonna invest the flash out after winning the initial encounter towards Camo. A little strange.
Yeah, and it's strange enough that it feels that KC have gone for an early timeout. Coming in at round 7 here. Money's in a bit of a shaky spot too. You've got some players sitting down on like 1.6 after a Sheriff purchase, 2.3, 3.1 for Sadak, and obviously the 2 rifles that were remaining. But, well, sorry, I think it was the 1 rifle on Martin remaining. But again, you're looking at the kind of filtering of how this has gone. There was the first round that obviously went to KC, pistol, and then 3 unanswered for TL. Overall, Liquid is starting to look quite solid here. It's still competitive though, right, Mike? It's still a back and forth series, but it's certainly starting to pivot in Liquid's favor.
Yeah, whether or not, I mean, coming out of the timeout in the first half, KC looked fantastic, right? Able to get themselves back on track and find an answer, but it's definitely not as clear cut here in terms of the approach from Liquid and I guess how to address that on the side of KC. It's not as clear cut as Icebox was. And whether actually Liquid are going to continue to benefit in terms of intention, I guess. There's no real set pieces coming out from Liquid. They're able to just isolate some of these individuals on the side of KC. Do have some ultimates coming back in though. Patsec and Serial. So opportunities the next few rounds at least.
Okay, so the 1 hero rifle still on Martin. Fast pressure towards Sadak, who's being, I don't say bullied here, but Camo's been kind of keeping him in check. Now this is where it gets trickier though. Good spacing to make sure it's traded in on, but I don't know if that was the optimal way to do it, but it's got them the sight. You got the post plant now with the deadlock, utility facilitating the safety of it all. And Martin has to be the big kind of man to lead the way back in. And look how close they're playing. Ult not to be had. Good trade though. Liquid to be turning up the pacing again. The second it gets a bit closer, they all fight together. Liquid on the same page, it looks like. Leaving us to get to an elite. Try and locate these remaining players. Yes, they've got a good shout towards the 2 of them, probably up towards that heaven side. Stunning from Elite, but again, numbers now just sitting comfortably with Liquid, and Nats biding his time in the smoke.
And comfortable the word as well in terms of the purchase now. Liquid have a massive buffer. About the ultimates coming online. Kiko obviously got his now. The other side of things, KC. Yes, no, I'm not sure. I'm seeing the same sort of approach here as we saw on Icebox. It's again, I think you used the word disjointed earlier on with a retake towards B. That's certainly how it feels, even in some of the downtime of these rounds. A kind of lazy clearance from Elite and Arvez outside rubble previously. Early TP though, committed from Kiko. He'll be able to maybe create some question marks for KC.
He's certainly drawn them away from that B site for a second or two, hasn't it? Elite, very aware of someone could be behind them. Wall now triggered. But luckily, you got the Waylay there who could just dip over the top. Beautiful shot from Camo and a great follow-up from Serial. They have the bodies, they have the spacing, they have the sight. And let alone the TP taken earlier by Kiko. And now it all lines up. This is a save. This is an instant save.
That's Martin and Aves, whether or not they're even going to be able to find an exit or two. Nats has already repositioned himself outside rubble. Yeah, I don't think Aves and Martin are going to move from these positions, to be honest with you. And
What a little checkmate of a round.
Yeah, what the response coming out of the timeout ultimately is, because we talked about how beneficial it was for them on Ice, but I'm about to say Split there. Split was, well, a week ago.
Quite some time ago.
Yeah. Having said that, well, they're going to be dug out of these positions now. Yeah, Liquid have got the money. They can throw a few bodies at this.
Financially, yeah. Absolutely should do.
Yeah, 50
Aves
HP.
praying for his life. Nice little sidestep. I can't live forever though, but you're looking at the cash, as said, for TL. They got bank for days. They're happy with this. But I've got to say, that B hit was beautifully choreographed. Very impressive. Just super clean on the way in.
Another situation where Camo's able to, again, extend a little bit than where you would see traditionally with a jet dash. And I can't even say that that's, you know, throwing off the crosshair placements enough to cause problems for KC, but they almost have to just concede that initial wave of pressure. And we're not seeing the response back from KC. Well, I guess a coordinated response, but whether or not that's the answer is polishing their B retake in general.
Oh, they're going to start coming up against it now. This does feel like that pivot point of, do we actually get much of a game on our hands, or does it fizzle out?
Cover going
As it stands, the attention's turned towards the C site now, so looking to try and show some of that versatility. And the only one really drawing blood is Sadak. We haven't seen anyone else find that big impact. Oh, that felt like they could have lined up there. They didn't in the end. Elite only going to get Palitek down, but bring it to a 1v3.
Elite going to be tested here. His position revealed. The audio cue at least, but 3 members of Liquid to try and dig out an awkward plant, so they almost have to stay committed to some degree. There's a little bit more utility for Elite to try and navigate through.
Oh, that's tough. This post plant is so brutal, isn't it?
Really is.
Oh, endless amounts of util to put on there. And credit to where it's due. Liquid looking very solid here. I can't fault it. There's nothing that I can particularly fault about how they're approaching this. Ult back in for Camo. Serial's got his. It's all lining up. This has to be a huge round for KC. This has to be pretty much all the marbles for them, at least on this half.
Let's see whether I heard the little cue there for the replay, but
yeah,
I thought maybe we were going to get a little snippet, but it was just heavy breathing. Heavy breathing intensifies. But yeah, certainly round 10 here.
Hold on. Pacey. Oh, and Nats got Sadak down as well. I thought the KC were looking to maybe spring a bit of a trap here. They had 4 players, Mike. They looked ready to go, and they've just been dismantled.
And a wide swing from Nats with the operator as well. Liquid continuing as they have done. Cut sound now. Forcing KC into a position to maybe send out a fact finder or two. Prowler sent out, nothing spotted towards rubble. Still got that camera in place. It's finally dealt with now, and I think that's why you see maybe the green light, but anticipating a rotation on the back of dealing with camera. We can see on the minimap, though, that's not the case, Thorin.
Oh, this is nice. The fake on the other side, but they're not falling for it just yet. They needed more to sell them, and they're just posting smokes down there for nobody to receive. I mean, it is now being seen by Padatek, but this is good. This is a right call from KC. Maybe just understanding the intentions that Liquid like these kind of double pumps, those kind of like slow down fakes. This is a good shout. Now they're in the right place for it. You've still got 2 players here. It's not an advantage, but it's the best you're going to get. And they were unawares of it, but Sierra's cleared the back of the site. The ult gets unleashed, but Sugetsu still survives. His teammate, though, in the best of ways, trying to secure him and save him, but the shorty's on the way. And it's Kiko and Nats stealing it in the end. This is brutal to witness. Liquid looking a step above.
Obviously now, again, some rifles will materialize from the funds, but certainly going to be some gaps in terms of the inventory coming in for KC. And yeah, just... I mean, Liquid, there's bodies here, and it's a couple of just dry swings to open the round. Rewarded for it. Like I said, that downtime, KC actually possess.
Okay,
I mean, they guessed right. They have a gamble. The smoke invested towards C to maybe create a little misdirection, but KC stick to their guns. Haven't seen much in terms of proactivity from KC on the defensive side, but certainly hasn't felt comfortable with a few early round losses that ultimately rely on an opening engagement from Sugetsu, potentially others and Elite. You see they're happy to just sit back. And there hasn't really been, well, I'll say it again, much to address Liquid's early rounds. Again, Camo looking to get aggressive onto B though with the ultimate.
Yeah, spots out one, but it's Aves to take away Serial this time. He's been good at kind of trading in on this. So Casey finally getting a couple players advantage until now. Liquid's back line, picking up the pace. Kiko with a triple in the end. Sitting on 3, and we need Sugetsu to be on it now. He's had some hot and cold moments throughout this series. Icebox, brutal to witness here. Couple of off moments for him. Now he's got to navigate his way past 2. Nats to the right, Kiko to the left, the 3, 2, 1 swing. It ain't going out of their hands. Liquid so locked in here. I've got to say, Casey looked like they were ready for map 2, but getting to map 3, it's just not here.
No, like I said, we haven't seen that same sort of step change. Oh, actually, Liquid even being knocked off their momentum. Has felt as if they've had a lot of freedom to set up how they want to in these rounds. Whether or not KC have... I mean, I don't know. It's not even really a comp discussion at all. It's KC lost out some of these early rounds, as I said, and after that, I've just been happy to kind of sit back and react to what Liquid are doing. Another, well, I was going to say awkward moment potentially here for Martine, but
I'll find you.
it's been a question mark repeatedly, and now with the weaponry towards the end of this half, you assume Liquid are going to continue to, well, try and punish this. Martine rewarded this time around.
Lovely little 1-2 between them. Attention drawn away. Aves desperate to hold on. Huge impact this round, leaving Kiko in the 1v.
Oh, no.
Bye-bye. Elite will take that every day of the week. But hey, it's a silver lining, Mike, and it ain't much.
No, it really isn't. 3 rounds. Carmine Core got to come out in the second half swinging, but we'll have to hold on to that thought and maybe see if Carmine, well, whether or not Carmine Core can actually adjust accordingly and catch Liquid off guard in the second half.
Friday night putting them plays in, but it feel like a special occasion.
Well, it's 9-3. And as much as I wanted this to be competitive, Mike, I think we have to call it what it is. Map 2 in this series that is a bit differently laid out was exciting. A bit of back and forth, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Here, Team Liquid looks so much stronger. They've got the approach down they want. And now they get to go into the defending half with 2 Sentinels. They get like, how much more do they need here, Mike? I'm a bit worried for KC now.
Yeah, and actually, I guess to dig a little deeper on that, this is now the 3rd showing of this composition where Liquid have, and comfort is the key. to what they've demonstrated. Obviously, previously, a little topsy-turvy in terms of the compositions. We start off with the rain, but actually hold that thought for a moment. Camo, I was curious of whether or not they were just going to dry swing on. So I thought they were positioning, maybe posturing forwards there, but Martin caught completely off guard.
And I love the way he can kind of play in front of the util from deadlock and then get back behind it. So there's no chance really of trying to springboard or even a pick from that if it goes the other way around. Oh man, this is thought out. Now, Camo, new position, spots them out, needs someone else to take the attention here. They're already crossing. Careful backside, they're on the way. Kiko, he's going to be able to call it out, but Pantek still falls. KC, making mountains out of molehills. There's still a fight in this to be had.
Sugetsu tagged up down to 45. Serial, a chance here maybe to upgrade to the Ghost. Doesn't want to give away his position just yet, but now with the Prowler, has to deal with it. And almost looking as if KC are in a position to take two individual fights here. Ava's able to slip away though.
Oh my, what?
Well, I'd say Ava's with the reposition to make it so that they can double swing onto it, but both picked apart here. Yeah, Nats and Serial get the 10th round on the board for Liquid.
I don't know what you meant to say about that one. It's like they were kind of doing everything right. It was flipping its way around a little bit, and Nats and Serial won both their fights. But this was nice at the start. I like that beginning, but still, yeah. What more are you meant to do?
Yeah, because there's a moment here where almost one player passes onto a site, and then the paranoia's a little later, and it feels like KC are actually able to get into backside, find the success they need. But
was like 2 seconds delayed, I swear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the reaction was 2 seconds delayed there. I guess the crunch that comes through that Liquid is set up for, but regardless, it's Nats and Serial to seal the deal. Investment on the side of KC, and maybe looking towards changing the pace slightly, but
What?
into the blender it feels like.
Yeah, head first towards Camo and Kiko. Lethal in combination and confidence sky high. Sugetsu does find Camo, but it's not without the cavalry now being rotated round towards the C site. The spike being picked back up gives them a window of chance here, and Sugetsu desperately needs to make something of this. 3 players to find though, Mike. It is extraordinarily hard.
And obviously, tagged up, does have the regen, but a stinger in hand, and Nat's already on the prowl. Yeah, he's going to probably win out this one in terms of range. Headshot will land, and that's 11 for Liquid. You understand why the investment comes through, but with a Guardian on the other side, it doesn't feel comfortable to kind of run it down towards C with stingers. I don't even mean run it down to be like derogatory, but they're looking to find an opening engagement. Even versus pistols there, you're never going to expect Liquid to be playing, you know, jump peeking that edge or contesting towards mound.
I'm just falling on the sword here, it feels like. This round you're going to have to suffer through, and even then you're looking at the purchases. Financially, this is the hard part. They've got to just get through this. And look at that util. Look at the state of that A site.
Yeah.
Smothered in it. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. The passive cam up top.
Yeah, these traps are just brutal from this composition from Liquid.
And here we go, now's the test of it, funneling them further forward. It plays in Kiko if they do try and cross through, but the clone going to take most of the attention here. I saw C's towards backside, but good luck, observers. Let's see if we get a kill. Not yet. And KC have started to fire up. They've divided the site into manageable pieces and maybe made something out of this. A 2v2 though. Kiko key in this. Still good HP and still a top fragger. But Sadak answering back, putting Kiko in the 1v2. Look at the HP though, Mike. Oh, Sugetsu. They needed a savior round from him. And he got it that time.
A combined like 47 HP between the two of them. It's unfortunate as well, because I think Camo takes a ton of damage in that engagement. Let's see, actually, what we caught on the replay. What was the initial point here? Again, Patstek finds 2 here, and it feels as if Liquid can reset behind that. But, oh yeah, those are the 2 that kind of
fair enough
sealed Liquid's fate. And Sugetsu was the one to throw a Guardian in the mix here, so doesn't get much better than that for your hero rifle.
see how Serial survives, if he survives, because you could see the pressure coming through there. They're able to beat a little bit of the util. So you get to cops a lot of damage though.
KC immediately retreat. Other side
Oh,
though.
God.
Liquid might be here to catch the rotation. Jumping so at least a headshot in the mix. No trade
How is
comes
Patrick
through though,
alive?
yeah. But how is he alive?
look at
I was gonna
this.
say, how is he alive? He's still 87 HP.
I don't understand how that just happened. I really don't. And now they can't really react to it because look at this like impromptu stall coming out again. The deadlock there. You're gonna have the util from Cypher split across B as well. Your really only option is that A site.
I'll find you.
Nat's going to be relaying this information at least, but probably just tucked in the spy camp. Confirmation comes from Pico, but how much of that is kind of tangible information? This is, though, now going to be able to identify it is a fake.
30 seconds left.
Really looking towards Camo to mitigate as much of this pressure as possible.
Stall comes in, sees towards the back of the site, and Camo is going to be noted on the Prowler. So his job is done. He's removed from this. Padatech takes up the mantle and controls the corner. A tap on the spike and it's an isolated fight. This is a problem. Elite can only get one. He's overwhelmed, and Martin was noted earlier. If anything, Nat should be able to keep awareness. You look at the time, it is gone. A miserable way to watch that 12 get on the board. Nice consolation for Martin, but it's 12 nonetheless. KC
Match point.
gonna have to suffer now, held on this 4 rounds that they've only been able to collect.
Yeah, in case they have plenty of time to formulate a plan around what I mean, the intentions there with the fake. I'm not sure which point the penny drops for them. Very strange. I mean, it's a benefit being that Nats is still in a position, like I said, to confirm the backside of that fake. So there were a few question marks. Last purchase, well, assumed last purchase for KC. Not writing them off just yet.
Yeah, they're so prepped for this though. They're so prepped for this though. And Liquid looking to try and end with a flourish, but it's not going to happen. Martin and Sugetsu win the fight out by Mound, and they try and progress forward. Leave the spike to be picked up by the others and trail that in. Let's get some space here. Let's get some security. But look at the ults as well. Padatech's got his. Camo's got his. But Camo's not playing passive in this. Gets swung on. Drive-by by Martin. And oh my god, Padatech, easy. This feels a bit individual. I kind of want them to tighten up some of those points there.
I think we've had a few instances of that, but we'll have to see if Serial can get something going here. A Bulldog, so probably gonna, well, I was gonna say looking towards one of those rifles in CT, but
No escape.
try and get a tap on the spike as early as possible. Flash comes through, 28 HP. Yeah, it's just being made very awkward for him. Elite actually finds the wall bang. KC clinging to life. Must have heard me, it's not their last purchase. That'll be a big boom to the economy now. Probably get rifles across the board on the back of that. And plenty of ultimates, just 2 away for Arves, and that'll be the full house.
And to be fair, if you know, we've been kind of, I don't want to say critiquing KC, there wasn't much to say, it's more complimentary to Team Liquid, but something about Team Liquid as well is we want to see them tighten up a lot of the screws here as well. If we're looking at them as one of the playoffs teams or potentially an international team under a closer light, we need to see them not make like small mistakes. You know what I mean? Small mistakes. But now it's fine. They're at 12-5. I'm not going to hound them about it, but let's see what Martin can get out of this. Looks to try and facilitate this C take here. So Serial, a big test on his plate, trying to bound back here. And he does get away with his life.
Look towards Patatech, the one to potentially deal some damage. Actually, yeah, a ton of it. Serial actually finds one. Martin will follow up, though, with 2 of his own.
Great for Martin there, just to make sure it doesn't get too dangerous, right? We've got a couple sharers, bits and bobs. Plant wasn't down yet. There was room for it to get a bit nerve-wracking, but no. KC keeps some security there with the form of Martin securing that CT side. Now being worked back in on that Guardian, rattling off a couple of shots while Camo, he's on for it. Oh, he enamored by what he saw, a pixel out of place, but KC in control here. Better. Mike, couple of key steps now.
Long way to go, but certainly a positive start here in terms of clawing their way back into this third map. Yeah, we come out. I was gonna say, yeah, coming out of that. What? It's 3 ultimates burned up. Sugetsu's the only one left, and Aves 1 away. I believe that was the case at least before. Martin already, I mean, halfway back to his ultimate, so with a 4K,
I'd love to see
obviously.
just like a little checkmate here from Liquid. I want to see what it looks like. They've got 3 of their own ults, right? Like, show me a little something.
Maybe feeling a little awkward after some of these losses. Again, switching up the investment of some of this utility between Nats and Serial as well.
My ult is ready.
Aves finds that missing piece of the puzzle. The potential to clear out a large area here on the back of that, and whether or not KC will drift into just a very well invested site here, in terms of bodies at least. Sugetsu positioning himself in a lurk, does have the TP, so can rejoin his team at the drop of a hat. But you almost want Sugetsu to show towards C here, because with the camera, unless anything drifts into C, it's actually a surprise to see Kiko over there.
Huh?
Spike down A.
Oh, it was just, I didn't know where that happened then. I was looking for it on the map, but... Okay, so man up already and Sadak gone. That ruins a lot of their ability to get towards these sites comfortably.
Camo nearly ran inside that smoke there after being revealed.
Ult gonna come down as well. Time to evacuate. We're getting ults upon ults here. They're throwing everything into this, it looks like. And they have been rewarded. Liquid just putting the pressure on as Elite is found. Mike, it was a messy end to things here, but a 13-6. Liquid looked in control for the vast majority of this map.
They really did. We didn't see the same sort of adjustment, but like I said, it wasn't as black and white for KC to really address some of the problems that were apparent on Icebox, to be honest with you. But I mean, just a note as well, Kiko and Camo once again having standout performances, Lauren.
Yeah, they certainly did. For me, those 2 absolute highlights. So I have to look forward to see what they bring going forward. Again, glad we finally got the game out of the way, Mike.
Yeah, it feels good to put that one to bed finally. As I think we do probably take the title for longest series, because this stretched a week, Lauren.
Yeah. Again, we do have to remind ourselves, obviously, Fnatic against Heretics is still on the horizon here today, but looking at our screens now, Liquid should be happy with this one. A tough predicament to be in by all accounts. Obviously, no one happy with what happened there, but coming back in, looking solid. They get to walk away, heads held high here. A solid performance overall. But we'll be back in a little while with the second series, which will be Fnatic up against Heretics.